country goes up into flames? Who is to blame when this country goes up into flames? When the dogs roam the streets and the hyenas howl, who is to blame when this country goes up into flames? Is it the gods who on their lofty thrones sit? Or perhaps it's the nature, maybe it's the nature who spawns the demon breed. Perhaps it's the village folk who balk and walk away at the face of another man's dastardly greed. Sorry.
The Awakening is the sequel to the Broken Voices of the Revolution, which was done by the Lantern Meet of Poets in 2012 in November. The Awakening completes the revolution, the Broken Voices of the Revolution by giving a solution to what was happening then, and is showing how far the poets have come and how far they have analyzed and seen what is going on around them, not just politically but even socially, even what is going on around them in their houses, their homes, around their friends, and what is going on the streets. That's what Awakening is all about. It has very, very beautiful poems. They are well written and the performers are really nice, really good. They really understand what they are doing. Poems like the Rise, you should look out for that. You should look out for On Death and Honor. Beautiful poems and beautiful lines. I hope you all come on the 4th and the 5th of October in the National Theatre.
The Awakening is the title for the next Lantern Meet recital, and which is taking place on the 4th and 5th. And the idea for the Awakening came up about a month and a half ago. This was after a few of the Lantern Meet individuals coming together to brainstorm and think of an idea for their next recital. And since we had spoken about social consciousness in Broken Voices of the Revolution, it felt only right that this time, as we do another socially conscious recital, that it carries some of the essence that was in the recital beforehand, and it also shows the present state of what we consider the revolution. The Awakening is going to be quite a show. It's going to be quite a show. First and foremost, because we are going to try out a technique that I believe has never been done before anywhere, of placing poetry into a play. And it is going to be carrying a lot of dramatization, and it is going to carry a lot of poetry that is going to be heavy, light, it's going to be sweet, it's going to be rough, it's going to be hard, and I am sure whoever is going to show up is going to enjoy it. So make sure you come on the 4th and 5th of October in the National Theatre, The Awakening by the Lantern Meet of Poets.
Who are the Lantern Meet of Poets?
The Lantern Meet of Poets is a society that was founded with the idea of resurrecting writing. When the Lantern Meet started, we had the idea of, we had admired a number of literary epochs in Africa, and how in a way they were a wheel of change. An entire epoch organized around writing that talked about society values, that talked about the culture, that made it very necessary for us to appreciate the culture of the place where we came from. And if you would look at the time when African writing was most vibrant, and we can quote the epoch of post-independence, where writers were very, very fundamental in showing people the way forward, the idea of what African values, the idea of the agitations of African societies, and the need to improve them and move them forward. So we admired those epochs, and we thought that as writers we would play a role in that direction. over time, the lantern meet got to a level, and this also has a lot to do with the appreciation of the audience and the people that had the poetry. They got to a level where it now became a responsibility. So to speak, if you have a platform and you are presenting ideas on society to people, you begin to feel that you have a responsibility unto those people to present accurately, creatively, in a way that they will understand but also appreciate. And inevitably, we evolved into being the kind of writers that speak for the social situation. So that is the Lantern Meet. A bunch of individuals, varied in their pursuits and professions, varied perhaps even in their ways of life, coming together with a common idea of poetry and expression, and now grounded more in the sense that this is poetry and expression that is bound to enable and to encourage society towards a particular achievement.